Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy, and today I will be reviewing Ikenfell. Ikenfell released on October 8th, 2020 by Happy Rate Games. It was published by Humble Bundle and has been released on all modern gaming platforms, including Apple computers. Getting into the actual game, Ikenfell is a very humble indie turn-based RPG. Ikenfell tells the story of a young Mariette, a young girl who was an ordinary, which is someone who possesses no magic. You start the game as Mariette searching for her sister who didn't return home during the summer. Her sister Safina attends Ikenfell, the school for wizards and witches. Along the way to Ikenfell you have your typical scripted losing battle, and then after that is when you gain Mariette's power. The tutorial is nice and simple, it really shows you how to play the game. The game has similar movement mechanics to games such as One Step from Eden and other turn-based RPGs, however, the combat is all timed, similar to Paper Mario. You attack the enemy, time it, and try to receive a great attack to deal more damage. The same applies when you are on the receiving end of an attack. If you mess up the timing, it could be fatal to your battle. However, this does have a steep learning curve for novices in the gaming scene, so there is an option to turn on automatic greats. Ikenfell takes place on a semi-open world map. There are restrictions as to where you can go depending on how far you are in the game, but other than that, the entire map is yours to explore. Ikenfell's main draw-in, however, is its story. The characters are made to feel like normal teenagers just living in a magic world. Their dialogue doesn't sound like a professional writer is talking, it feels like you're eavesdropping on an actual teen conversation. The game also touches on the mental stresses that teens have to hide. Multiple characters have weaknesses and the devs are really not afraid to show that. Patricia has major trust issues because she is the rival of Safine, Mariette's sister. She is reluctant to help them out and has many arguments with Safine's friends. The main character goes through personality changes as the story progresses, slowly coming to terms with her new magical powers and wondering if she even should have the power at all. Characters have real emotions that we feel, and it makes you more invested in the story. The game's art style is a pixelated style. The animation is fluid, and honestly I couldn't really ask for more in this kind of game. The backgrounds are detailed and you can tell every sprite went through a lot of effort to be made. Moving on to the game's soundtrack, the soundtrack for Ikenfell has no right being so goddamn good. Fun fact, I'm listening to the soundtrack while writing the script, and the link is in the description to listen to it below. Back to the topic, the soundtrack is amazing. Every character has a theme, and often with lyrics, which doesn't happen often in AAA games, let alone in an indie game. The themes are all very compelling and match perfectly with each scene. I cannot praise this soundtrack higher. The only thing that I can think of to make it sound better is making all the tracks orchestral. However, that wouldn't match the pixelated art style of the game that well. All the music blends very well with the game's art style, having an 8-bit sound yet sounding modern at the same time. I can't help but praise the soundtrack immensely and I highly suggest you check it out. To conclude, Ikenfell is a great game. It's a bit short for an RPG. I managed to get all the Steam achievements in just under 20 hours, however I definitely think its $20 price point is more than justified. If I had to say one negative thing about the game, it's that the game is defaulted into a 4:3 resolution. You can stretch it to widescreen, but it looks a bit odd. I give Ikenfell a rating of 8 out of 10, with a few small tweaks and maybe a story expansion. I'd be more than happy to replay through this game. That's been my review of Ikenfell. Tell me if you want to see more reviews. I've played lots of games and be interested in making this a series of sorts. Thanks for watching and have a good day.